Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video on my channel. So today is Friday, which means today is Marketwatch. So we're going to go through the gun exchanges, price rises and price falls to look for investments, money making methods, and possibly things to pick up in the future for your bonus XP weekend gains. So in terms of updates for this week, nothing too big apart from the changes to the Santa's Grotto promotion. It's now the Snow Imps Grotto promotion where they've added 2 extra items, the Aurora Scarf and the Aurora Hat. Kind of just tanked the purple Santa hat as well as those 2 items as well, so it's only really affecting the new holiday rares. The Black Party hat is still around. It's still, I believe it's still going to be released tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Sunday, but that's still pretty much quite far ahead of the rest of them. So yeah, so let's have a look at price rises and let's see where we can find some methods. So springs are bouncing back up. They're over 1,000 coins again, which is pretty good because springs, you realise their value once you do things like Slayer and stuff. They bring so much GP in just with an easy way of alching stuff. So that's pretty nice. Ancient Scales, 1.3 mil. That's up from 1.1. Dragonkin Bones jumped from 16.7 to 19.8. So Northern Dragonkins were always a very good Slayer task anyway. A little bit better now because the Dragon Bone price is high. And just from looking at price rises already, you can already see 3 high-tiered bones. So we've got the Dragonkin Bones we just talked about. Hardened Dragon Bones, which are from Adamant Dragons, which have jumped to 2.5k and are probably over mid. All these bones are probably over mid anyway, so they're more expensive. And then also Dinosaur Bones, which have gone from 19.1 to 22.5k, which, after the great big tank of Necromancies, when they were sort of used up and people realised they didn't have a value, they've had a bit of a hard sort of time getting back to not so much where they were at Necromancy hype, but like where they were before the Necromancy hype. But now they're sort of excelling past that now, so during its absolute peak, a Dragonkin Bone was 23k, and now it's just under 20. So some of those moneymakers who went over before, like especially like the Adamant Dragons were something like 10 mil per hour just for a really AFK task. Now these are nowhere near where they used to be because these peaks at something like 46k, but they are starting to move back up as well. Dragonkin Bones are pretty good for where they were before anyway, and they were a very, very good task, very underrated task. Dinosaur Bones are pretty much where they were before Necromancy as well, so they're 23k, so they're not far off at all. The dinosaurs in terms of the Slayer tasks are a bit different from the other 2. Out of the 3, Dragonkin are by far the best Slayer tasks. But if you do anything which involves Dinosaur Bones, Big Game Hunter, stuff like that, it will be worth a little bit more profits anyway. So some more cosmetic tokens, the Boulder Pet token, people love it, so it's always going to be a decent price. Ectoplasm now nearly under 4k. Now, I've done a stint on the bond account where I've been doing quite a lot of necromancy. It's mainly just getting the souls for the well. And the amount like ectoplasm pretty much covers for your ritual cost now is just mad. It's basically bringing extra profit because it's nearly 4k each. And especially if you've got multipliers on as well, you actually get a decent chunk of it per ritual, which is pretty good. So keep an eye on ectoplasm because that could be something where it makes rituals worthwhile doing again. Potato Cactus, 2.6k. We did say a couple weeks ago they were too cheap. Ghostly Essence jumping back up 3.8k. Again, that hit a point where like it was too cheap for the benefit it does bring. Vibrance Energy and all the energy crashes, they were always bound to bounce, and Vibrance is by far one of the most useful ones. It's for divine use, so that is why that goes up. Congealed Blood, 2.4k, still like a very good option for potions. It's very similar to how Extreme Ranges are made, and it's for limited supply, so even with it being on Vorkath's table, not many people are doing Vorkath, it will always go up for the time being anyway until it hits its sort of ceiling, and then it will work its way down. Another cosmetic, Ranger Roll Walk, is 140 mil. Extreme Magic, 10.6k. More My Fungus, we did a video of this the other day, 3.2k. Pretty nice for a collecting item. Really not a lot to it, but you will make quite a bit of money with it, which is very nice. Manufacture of Wen, 250k. Did the video earlier this week about doing it for low-level charms. That should bring in a little bit more profit for anyone looking to do that as well. Baby Dragon Bones, 555 each. They're on the way up. Coal, 254. Fragile Memento, just under 4k. Extreme Necromancy Potion, now up to 26k. And your Super Necromancy Potion at 21.2. Iron Ore, 963. The Orbs, Earth and Fire, they've gone up. But these were just too low anyway. Like, these are from Abyssal Beasts or Savages, or one of them. And these are from Abyssal Demons. You can't have orbs at 200 GP each, especially when like how much profit they make with a battle staff. It's just too free money. So I think that it's gone up for that reason anyway. Same with Ceramic Scales, 23k for them, it's just too low. Dragon Dart Tips, 3.5k. Volume plus people probably stocking for a bonus XP could be why that is going up. But Dragon Dart Tips are incredibly rare in the game anyway. There's nowhere where they really come in like a lot. So that is, that's probably the price you'd look to see from anyway. Keys of the Crossing up 300k. These took the massive hit after Necromancy. They dropped from 1.1 mil. Maybe these are just settling, but the Magister's actually decent money at the minute. Magister's about 15 mil per hour, and that is due to Keys of the Crossing or the spark prices. I don't know. Daggenoff Bones 10.1k makes DKs even better than normal. Overloads are now 93.9k. And this will be because of some of the extreme prices which are dotted throughout here. Those being high will just simply push up the overload price as well. Elder Frame jumping up 175k. Should have bought those if you were looking to do bonus XP sooner. Again, when they're really low, which they have been, pick them up and just store them in the bank if you can and if you have the money to. Emeralds 460. Some of the jewelry starting to go up, so I imagine the gems will follow suit as well. Chronotes a pretty big jump for them, 235 to 260. Berserker Ring now 10 mil, tied in with the Daggenoff King bone price, just more money. Draconic Energy 440 as well, pretty good for that. And Meerkat Pouch is nearly 60k. Grimy Lanternine 5.4k. Things like Hellwear, a little bit more profit with the herbs being a bit more expensive. Frost Dragon Bones 27.4k, following suit with the other bones. Just makes Frost Dragons a bit more nice, and the store is AFK and as easy as they've always been. But just pretty good there. Orc Bones 12.4k. You're only really going to get those from Bandos, but it's a little bit more money for doing Bandos. Dragon Hatchet 85k. Greater Necroplasm just under 300 GP. Refined Elder Plank still trying to find its price, 23k there. And a weird one here, Emerald Necklaces 5k each, well 5.2k each. We've seen that the Emerald above is 400, 450 GP each, and a gold bar is not going to take you much more than 1.8k. So to make an emerald necklace, you're basically making 3k a pop, which for the level you need to make an emerald necklace, and in fact it's probably free to play as well, is a pretty good one to pick up as well. So pretty decent there. I mean, the theme for the rises there, pretty much overload supplies, herblore supplies, and really bones. Bone prices are up for a number of bones, and normally if the trend of all the bones are going up, it's for a reason, although I've not really seen any posts to suggest it, so if you guys know of it or know why they're going up, make sure to drop them in the comments as well. Right, so price falls. Purple Santa hat, now down 130 mil for that, and again, the imp promo just basically like ruined it, so that will be going down for a little while. Flesh runes, and again, a bit of a theme for this one is the necromancy runes absolutely tank this week. So if you are using necromancy runes and you want to get a decent deal, like flesh runes there are under 500 GP. Get a decent amount now because they are very, very cheap. The Winter Scarf Aurora is already on its way down. I believe like within a couple of hours of the release it was 50 mil, so that's got a way to go. The Aurora dies 200 mil, so if you do enjoy things like that and you want to pick it up, by all means. Again, the Festive Warrior to do your conjures. If you like the overrides, then it is around if you want to buy that. The Winter Hat Aurora will follow the Scarf. They're way below what the GE is. The Soul Die is 270 mil. Again, this is all cosmetic stuff, what I've sort of valued it as. So we'll sort of skip that quite quick. Miasma Rune following Flesh, just over a K now. Very, very low. The Greater Ritual Candles are now 1.9k. They were in a little bit of a decent moneymaker for a while, but not anymore. Lesser Necroplasm is now under 200 coins each. Bit rough there, but then like we've just seen that Greater Necroplasm is making more. Spirit Runes nearly pushing 100 GP each, which is a bit sad, but again, the use versus how much is coming in, I think supply is over pushing demand, so that's why the price is going down. Big Arrow 1.7k, very sad. Silverhawks 2.5k, which if you are looking to train agility is pretty good. Papaya is finally on its way down, 5.5k, which is still high. It's still a pretty good price for Papaya. But if you are looking to stock up for super energies or make super energies in the future, keep an eye on that price, because like we've seen with the cactus, like we've seen with all the other herb sort of secondaries, they will bounce, it's just when they'll bounce. Soul Runes 774, Ancient Gravel on its way down 860. The gravel prices were just too high for whatever reason. Zerotine Insignia as well on its way down there. Bone Rune 400 GP, Necromancy Runes tanking, bit sad. Red Dragon Hide 1.2k, possibly look into that because it might be worthwhile turning it into leather but also crafting it. Red Dragon Hide always seems to be the one which is sort of like sticks out to the rest and for whatever reason could have a higher margin than some of the others. Standard Wooden Frame 30k, Viswax going down 13.5k, that's going to real hit your standard Daily Scapers, which is a bit worrying why that's down, especially since, well, I suppose daily challenges you don't need to double, but in the next week or two, that's going to be gone. So maybe worth buying it while it's cheap, because if you're going to be doubling your challenges, that won't be around forever, and as soon as it stops, you can get that back as well. Subjugation now crashed 6.9 mil per piece. Yeah, it's just due to demand and whatever's been required. Powerful Ghost Ink 10k, U-Frame 48.5. Still think there's a little bit of money to be made there. Greater Sonic Wave 4.3 mil. Again, it's cheap. Buy it, because as soon as it gets a buff or mage becomes important again, you will not get it for that price. Full arrows, 1800 coins each, which is a bit sad because I worked mine out to be about 3400. Dyna arrows still on the way down just because of more supply coming in. Phoenix Chaps is mad that tier 90 armor can be 2 mil, but it is. Pertusive War Spear is 2.6 mil, really good weapon. If you are sort of working your way up in combat stats, pretty good weapon that is, to be fair. So that is a nice cheap alternative. Willow Frames 47k, Wen Arrows over 1000 coins, very cheap there. Oil of Enchantment now under 6 mil. The Grimy Toad Flax is 4k each, which is still pretty decent profit if you're going to farm them. I'd probably just hold on to them until the next bonus XP. Throw them in your machine to be made into unfinished potions, and you're just going to guarantee yourself profit. And Scripture of Wen down to 71.8 mil. So some brutal things in there. The Necromancy Runes are the number one. The God Arrows, the God Dyna Arrows especially, really hard crashing. Couple of Archaeology bits, couple of Skilling bits, Frames, and the Subjugation set all crashing is a little bit sad. Maybe with Subjugation crashing, you can look at like your price for Necromancy armors, and you might be able to make a little bit of that. So, because this video has already gone on, the last thing we'll check is the most commonly traded items. As you can see, the Necromancy stuff is continuing to shift further and further back in the list. Now, I'll make it quick because there's only one item we're interested in looking in, and that is Dragon Bones. Has it rose like the rest of them? No, it hasn't. So, yeah. But that is going to be this week's episode of Marketwatch. Main thing from everything is just like keep an eye on bone prices, really. Bone prices and herbal supplies for overloads as well, because they seem to be the stuff which is shifting the most. But if you guys know why these bones are shifting, if you've seen a post or anything, make sure to drop it in the comments to let us know. Hey guys, enjoyed. If you have, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.